Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Talkmen Tuesday. Sore, how you doing?
I am doing great, Angel. How are you?
Doing pretty good. A lot better than last week. Definitely a lot better than 2 weeks ago. With that being said, we're just going to roll the intro.
Roll it.
It's Tuesday, Talkmen Tuesday. Everybody's looking forward to the podcast, yeah. Tuesday, Talkmen Tuesday. Everybody's looking forward to the podcast, yeah.
I like it how you don't even tell people why. Like, you're doing much better than last week. It's I'm doing a lot better than last week. Roll the intro.
I'm not coughing as much, that's it. 2 weeks ago, I was very sick. Last week, I was somewhat sick. This week, I don't know, I have consistently a cough. Sometimes when allergies come up. I think it might be maybe with like allergies or something. But yeah, in the fall and springtime, I have this cough. And yeah, it just doesn't go away. I might go see a doctor. I'm like, what are they going to tell me? Yeah, that's what you have, and that's it.
Yeah. It's like, just sleep it off, take medicine. It's like, okay, I'm already doing that. Cool. Like, thanks for nothing.
Yeah, I think it was like, what was it, a couple months ago when I hurt my knees and I couldn't walk straight. And like some guy from like CrossFit gym was like, "Did you go see a doctor?" I'm like, "No." Like, what are they gonna tell me? Yeah, here's some Advil. Go walk it off. It'll go away in 2 or 3 weeks. Nothing's broken. I'm like, okay, as long as it goes away in 2 or 3 weeks, it should be good.
Yeah. There was one time I had a really bad kind of pain in my neck, and so I was putting off going to the doctor because I'm like, they're just going to tell me that it'll take time, and it was like getting worse and worse. I'm just like, oh, this sucks. And so after like 4 or 5 days, I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to go to the doctor. Went to the doctor, and they were like, oh, a couple more days you should start feeling better. Maybe like just take some like Advil or something for the pain. And I'm like, okay. Thanks. Like, you're freaking kidding.
Get a few more days.
That's the thing. Like, if I would have waited, but I was like, well, what if because I'm like, I gave it a fair shot of waiting. I
was hoping like you came out with like I had a cancerous tumor or something. They took it away, saved my life.
Wow. No. Nothing like that.
I was hoping like the build-up was there, and then you're like, boom.
Very anticlimactic. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't remember last time I went to the doctor. That reminds me, I need to go to the dentist. That's something you should not skip out on. Ever since like
COVID put like a damper in a lot of people going to the dentist.
Yeah. So I need to do that. That reminds me. If this happens, then I get set up an appointment and get it done. But yeah, we'll see.
After we moved, that was the one thing. It was like one of the top to-do list items was find the local dentist and go to them. So we've got our dentist.
How'd you choose your dentist?
We're doing it. It just the closest one, and it had like good reviews and stuff like that.
Okay, so you went to Google. Your top criteria has to be close.
Well, yeah, it had to be close, and then it had to have at least like 4 or more stars.
Okay.
And so the one that we got, I think they were like a 4.5 or something like that, but it's like family friendly and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, I look at the reviews, and then you always see like the really bad ones, like it's bad. Like, okay, but that was just like 1 or 2 out of like hundreds. Like, okay, that makes it feel a lot better. But if they're like brand new, and it's like 2 out of like 20, and some of them are really bad. Like,
yeah.
How's your gym routine this week?
Oh, it's great. I have gone to the gym a total of 0 times this week. Last week I went once, and I did my at-home stuff 2 days. So we'll say 3 workouts, but this week it's not going to be a good week because tomorrow is Candace's birthday. So today I had to. Oh, there you go. Got the over-the-door pull-up machine, but doing today I had to wrap her presents and make her birthday cake. Tomorrow we'll obviously be celebrating, so earliest will be Wednesday that we'll get to go out, or that I'll get to like go to the gym. And it's like, well, I want to do that. Probably not. We'll see.
Like, I'm like, should I ask? How do you hide Candace? Like, the person you live with, like, present in like your house.
Oh,
but then the way
so
I can like give it out.
I've got a closet in here, and I told her your presents are in there. Don't go in there unless you want to see them. There's really no better way of doing it. You just have to pick a spot and say, "Hey, they're here. Don't go in there." And it's in a closet that she wouldn't go into anyways. But it's just like for the off chance that she happens to need to go into that closet for whatever reason, like just know, hey, they're in there if you want to go looking for them. But now they are officially all wrapped. Okay. So
I guess that's the other thing. Just make sure you wrap them and then put them in there, and that avoids the whole situation of the MC. And then if you order it off Amazon, make sure.
Amazon's not. Well, Amazon sucks for us because she uses I guess we use the same account. And so you can see whatever's on the recently ordered list. And so, like for my birthday, she was like, okay, just order something. Don't go looking at an Amazon cart. And so it's like, I probably would not have needed to go into Amazon at all. But now that I know that I can't go into Amazon and look, I'm like, well, now I really want to go into Amazon. And so then like right after my birthday, I did her stuff. And I'm like, okay, now you can't go into Amazon. Like, payback. So.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes it obvious. Just like, avoid the whole situation.
Except I only got one thing of hers off of Amazon. The rest I got from like independent websites. So we'll see.
So hopefully my gym routine is 90 days until the Murph. Do you know what the Murph is?
Yeah, I think we talked about the Murph last year, or
it might have been
a couple
last
years ago.
Last year I got dead last.
Hey, I mean, at least you did it.
Yeah, I went to the 7 a.m. one, and so I did it, and I'm like, I probably wasn't. Yeah, I was definitely not fit, and taking my usual, like, I pop into the gym once or twice a week for like a couple weeks, then get out somewhat. And so this one, 90 days for this, and I want to train so I actually get not dead last, one, and two, my other CrossFit buddy, I want to beat him. Because he beat me with like another, the CrossFit Open, which we basically do the same workout, and he told me his time, and he got a better time than me. So I don't like that.
I didn't like that.
I don't like that. They used to beat his butt every time, but I think he's been way more consistent than I have going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Yeah. I'm not gonna say his name, but like the funny story with him. One time we were working out, we did like our warm-up run, right? The whole class went outside. He comes in second to last place, like all smiling and whatnot. And then like a few seconds later, the last person comes in and she goes, he cheated. He cut the corners. He's like, I'm not last. And he just like smiling. He's like, the other girl was telling the truth. So hopefully I get a better time than him for the Murph.
Just cut the corners, and it sounds like you have a good shot at it.
He would also do that for the workouts. He would, he did not finish in time. Like, I know he did not do all those reps. He's like, he smiles. It's like when I took my cousin to do a CrossFit workout, and she like got done with like a bike exercise. But as soon as she got off the bike, she made sure to reset the little display.
Yeah.
Coach wanted to see the time, but then she just automatically went,
oh, sorry, you wanted to see that? That's my bad. I'll do it next time, I swear.
And the coach just looked around and like, yeah, we all know what just happened. He's like, I was tired. I don't know how you guys do it. Yeah. I'm trying it.
I did I think it was an Orange Theory. No, it wasn't Orange Theory. What are other ones kind of like Orange Theory? Orange Theory competitors. It was
Peloton bike? No.
I'm not gonna remember it.
Yeah, one of those
but
ones.
Well, yeah, one of those places, and I went into it, and I'm like, I'm in shape. I'll be able to hang with them. Oh God, no! And I just started sweating so much. Like you after you leave, like you feel good about yourself, but it's like it's a different type of workout. Like it truly is. Like you might be able to lift heavy weights and all that stuff, but like if you can't do the high intensity stuff, like it shows.
Mm. And you gotta pace yourself too. So you're like, you feel hot off the gate, first few seconds, first few minutes. You're like,
yeah,
it's a 10-15 minute workout, but those 10-15 minute workouts, like, insane at the end. Oh. So hopefully, feeling better. But once again, I did not go this morning, so
yeah,
I failed this morning.
Hey, there's always tomorrow.
I did my 10K time rowing though, so that I got like 47
Yeah,
minutes.
you've been killing the rowing stuff.
Because I felt at the end of the week, realized I haven't gone to work out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to row or ski. So we'll see how that goes. And then get Steven's input of like his time. So I'm like, maybe one day I could get close to Steven, especially since he hasn't been rowing recently. So help me out.
He's one of those people that he can just hop right back into it and then just completely crush it.
His brother, O'Grady, John, he just does marathons casually. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, same. That whole family is athletic. Like, all of them.
I would go work out with him. He used to be like casually running. Like, I can go to your face. Thank you. Thank you for that. I needed that. I'm like a steady pace. When I'm dying, he's like, this is a good pace.
Isn't Steven getting married soon? I feel like we talk about this every once in a while. He should be getting married soon because he's been engaged for a little bit, hasn't he?
He's been engaged for a minute. In a long time.
Yeah. Well, it was it a right, like, in the middle of COVID engagement, or was it like a 2021? I feel like it was kind of around that time frame, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me go to Instagram and then stalk him on Instagram.
Just don't like a photo on accident.
I'm definitely gonna like it. I do it on purpose. Oh, so it's August 6th, 2021.
2021. So I thought so, yeah. A couple of years, maybe. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, all those COVID weddings that got pushed back and everything like that, if they just were making it impossible to find venues and stuff like that. Or they might have just wanted to get engaged to have a longer engagement, too.
Engagement was
Nothing
in
wrong with
Italy.
either.
I did not know that.
Not too shabby of a place to get engaged.
It's not at all. Like, those photos look nice, and I'm like looking at the location, like, that's in Italy. That is nice. Like, what? Yeah. So he should be. I think he's currently switching places because he went from Miami and it's currently back in West Lafayette. So,
They're moving back? Gotcha.
So I think they're like in between stages. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But he's fit. And he would do rowing. After this 90-day little thing that I'm supposed to be doing, hopefully I go through it. I'm actually thinking about joining jiu-jitsu and seeing that.
Whoa!
I feel like I need to learn how to fight.
What made you think that you need to learn how to fight?
I've always wanted to learn how to fight. I don't know why. I had this image in my head of like like any situation where like a guy just wants to fight or whatnot, or like you just can't calm him down for whatever reason. I'm just like, dude, chill. Like, he just wants to fight. I do not know the proper like sequence or like techniques to like choke him out, make him pass out or something.
Wow. Why do you want to come to my dojo? I want to choke somebody out.
Self-defense, first of all. Makes it sound way nicer. Most people...
That's something that's interested me too. Is like learning. I don't even know what type of karate or something like that, but like going through it. But I'm just like, I don't think anybody's gonna want to fight me. Made it through college. Didn't get into any serious altercations.
Close ones.
I know there were close ones, but you should have already been here fighting things then. Then that would have been good. But no, I'm like, I don't think anybody's going to try to fight me at this point in my life. I hope not. I'm not trying to fight anybody. But it's like the what if. What if somebody comes up? Yeah. This would be me. Just do what you want. I'm sorry. Like, and then you come around the corner. Not today. And then
I don't want to choke you out, sir. I do not want to choke. Okay, we're going for it.
Yeah, don't make me do this to you. I don't want to do this.
That's why I want jiu-jitsu, because I thought boxing, like in a street fight or whatever situation where I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, for whatever reason, I don't feel like I would ever instigate a fight.
Yeah.
I just like, I don't want, if I want to learn the actual technique of like, basically making somebody tap out or whatever.
I just love that. Like, again, like you said, make sure you use like the proper terms. If I just want to do self-defense, don't just tell them that you want to choke somebody out because you might get denied. Especially what I'd be curious about this, because they definitely have to have adult classes. Because in my mind, I'm like, what if I go to a dojo and it's like all 8-year-olds and then me? Like, I will rise through the ranks so quick, or I will get so ashamed that I will just drop out. Like, there's no in between if I'm in a kids class. But I'm sure that there's got to be adult classes.
Yep, there's adult classes and kids classes. And then, I think I just heard jiu-jitsu. I don't even know different types of karates, but I think I've just heard the name jiu-jitsu more than often, either MMA or just like...
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu, taekwondo... I feel like those are the two big ones.
And the only reason...
Would karate count?
And the only reason I know taekwondo is because Mark's in it. And I don't know what belt he is. But for a jiu-jitsu black belt, that's like 10 years. 10 to 15 years on average.
Woo.
Like, cool.
Well, because they haven't seen you yet.
Like, once you're after the purple belt, you're in it for life. I'm like, okay. And then purple belt's apparently like 4 or 5 years. So most people quit or stop doing it the belt before purple. Because most people go into jiu-jitsu for self-defense. And then for injuries or whatnot.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. Actually go into it for the summer after this whole... If I actually get serious with this fitness, that'd be nice.
That's going to be a whole workout in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping people over and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Then I could actually wrestle the O'Grady's. Because they knew some wrestling, and we wrestled. They would kick my butt every time.
They'll be play wrestling, and you'll just go to choke them out.
They would do like the pinning wrestling.
Yeah.
They do, like high school wrestling. I'm like, okay, we'll go for it. And then I don't know if I actually like competed with them or they just let me think I actually knew something. They won't just go with it.
No, you competed.
And so I think I got like a couple moves that were good, and then they just like pit me like I got nothing. I don't know what to do at this situation. Okay, guys, back to the ground.
Every once in a while, I'll watch wrestling like on TV, like Big Ten wrestling tournament, like whenever that's randomly on, like 2 PM. I'm just like, geez, like those people are big and they're quick. Like they know how to move, and it's all about getting control of the shoulder, get the shoulders to the ground.
Really, I didn't know that part.
Because like that's how you score points. Like I think technically that's a pin, is if you get their shoulders to touch the ground.
Okay. Interesting.
Something. I mean, again, this is coming from somebody who has like less than a week of wrestling experience.
And
the only reason why I say
what do you have?
Potentially a week is because I watched WWE for a really long time growing up.
I thought you tried out for like the high school wrestling.
Oh no.
And like, this is not for me, guys. You see the wrestlers do the laps.
I stuck to volleyball.
I don't know why. I just imagined so going to try out and saw like the wrestlers running around laps and spitting in that little specific fountain for wrestlers or people who like spit in it just to lose weight.
Yeah.
You're like, this is not for me, guys.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable here. I'm gonna go home. Thanks.
'Cause, they're intense. Like,
Candace was actually the helper for the wrestling team in her high school. It's like and she's like, thinking back on it, it was the grossest thing, and I don't know why I did it, but like she would help clean the mats and stuff like that, and like she was helping scorekeep and all of that. So she was like the wrestling manager for her high school.
Why'd she do it? Just cause?
I honestly think so. I think she liked the teacher who was in charge of the wrestling team. I think like she liked him as a teacher, and so like she probably just did that to have FaceTime or something. I don't really know.
Activity. Looks good on resume.
Yeah. And she got a letter. She lettered in wrestling technically because of that, because she was the manager on the team.
Really?
So she got a high school letter on her letterman's jacket.
Ooh. Interesting.
So maybe she can teach us some moves.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll have her against O'Grady.
yeah. Well, she'll have to keep score of the O'Grady's.
I think for our pledge class, John O'Grady was like one of the, I think he was like the most, he knew his stuff with wrestling, so he just kicked everybody's butt.
Yeah.
And he's actually fit and like strong, pretty strong. Also, just knowing your things, like what you're supposed to do, and you have the experience. It's like, to people who don't have any experience, it's like you're done.
Mm-hmm. If you have an ounce of technique, you're probably better than 80% of the people that are running up against you.
Or when you see street fights and they're trying to box, those like the feet that the placement on, like one the only reason I know is because as a boxer, like the coach said one time, like what technique did you use for your feet? It's like make sure you have like a strong back foot and your front one has to be like light, and then like you see street fights and their footwork's all over the place. It's like, what is going on over here?
Every once in a while, I will get in the YouTube rabbit hole of World Star TV, and like it'll be like 1 a.m. and my phone will be glowing in my face, and you'll just hear World Star. It's like, Sawyer, what are you doing? Like, go to bed. But some of that stuff, it's just comical, because if it is a fight like that, you're exactly right. It's like the form of like the hands, like you can tell that these people just watch TV, and it's like, I know that they do that and stuff like that, but they only go for like power hits. Like I'm only trying to knock you out, and if I land one hit, then that's all that it takes. It's funny. It's either that or it's the people that just immediately go in and start bear hugging, and they just like are like little rabbits like kicking and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think seeing those YouTube videos and like videos made me want to like actually learn either how to box or how to wrestle. Like, Bob and Sweet. If anybody tries to fight you, you know how to get away. I don't want to fight you.
Then know how to get away.
Run. Yeah. So we'll see if that actually goes through or not. Jitsu.
Yeah, I'd be curious how many people are a part of those classes. Like the adult classes.
I feel
like it's definitely more heavy on kids, but I'd be curious, like, for the adults, if it's still like people of all the different skill levels, or if it's primarily people that maybe like worked their way up through like teenage years into the adult classes now, or kind of what that mixture looks like. So I'm sure it's a good variety, but
on Instagram, one they thought it was a good class size at 29. So the caption sounded like they were surprised there was like 29 people. It's like, hey, we have like a full class, 29. Not full class, but like 29 people. Huh.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's like the high. And the low, I'm guessing like 5 to 10. We'll see.
If I ever went to one of those things and I was the only person in there and it was one-on-one with like the instructor, I'd just turn around and walk out.
Apparently,
nope.
You'll spend the longest time with the white belt. You'll be typing out a lot.
Yeah.
You have no technique.
That doesn't surprise me. It's like the filter. Like, if you can make it past there, you can show that, hey, you kind of know your stuff and you're committed to it. I feel like that's what a lot of it's looking for in order to get past that first belt. Do you even get a belt initially?
White belt.
You automatically start out with the white belt?
I think so. I do not. I do not yet. My sources are weak. So, no, I don't know.
No. Just commit to an answer right now. 3, 2,
white
1.
Belt.
Yep.
Because you can't. I don't think. Let's see. Do you start off with white belt? Do you start off with?
I guess, yeah. What would you use to hold together your robe?
I don't even know what you do.
Like a dress belt.
Yeah. Yeah, white belt is the beginning rank for all Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu students. The rank is held by any practitioner new to the art and has no prerequisite. Yeah, white, blue, purple, brown. So apparently, I want to say to get to the purple belt, it's like 5 years.
Yeah, I pulled this thing up. Let's see. It says white belt. To get to the yellow belt, you need at least 3 months. To get to the orange, you need at least 6. To get to green, you need another 6. To get to blue, you need 9. To get to brown from blue, you need a year. Oh, wait. And then it says brown. There's nothing after brown. So,
Black.
Maybe brown is different than... Well, there's no purple.
What,
This is just karate.
okay.
They have different belts for karate and jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Oh, wow. Jeez. Yeah, so blue belt is 2 to 3, purple is 4 to 5, brown is 7 to 8, black is 10 to 11. Oh my gosh. Whoa. It's a lot of time.
Yeah. Minimum 10 years. On average.
And then there are like different degrees of it too, right? Like there's like a first degree black belt, second degree.
You get stripes too in the other ones too, I believe.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I want to ask Mark what belt he's at. And actually commit to it and be like 10 years down the road. Black belt. And it'll be just like a cool little thing. Can like you say you're a black belt if it ever pops up in conversation? It's like, oh.
I would find a way to bring it up in conversation. It's like you don't know people are vegans because you don't have to ask if people are vegans because they'll tell you that they're vegan somehow. It's like, hey, how's it going? Oh, doing good. I was just ironing my black belt from jiu-jitsu today. Like, oh, you're a black belt? Oh, yeah, funny story.
I met an older gentleman who was one of my friends, and he actually talked about he was a blue belt, and like I forgot what type of karate, but he was very proud of it. I'm like, what? Interesting.
I'd be curious to know what the difference between like karate, jiu-jitsu, judo. I'm sure it's like just the different specialties. Like maybe one is more so wrestling based. One might be more so like hands to hand combat based. One might be more defense based. I'm not sure, but that's what my guess would be.
My guess is right now like jiu-jitsu is submission, taekwondo is kicks, and I don't know the rest.
Oh, I could not do taekwondo. Too much kicking. I feel like I would have a fear that my leg would snap.
Oof.
Yeah. Like you just see those videos every once in a while. It's just like, ow, okay. You just hit it in the right spot.
You're done. Oh. Did you?
But so wait, you said yours was jiu-jitsu and that's submissions based? Okay. Makes sense for the whole choking people out thing. Okay.
Out. That's what white belt, you'll be tapping out a lot. So to learn, you're going to get your butt kicked by upper belts.
I feel like it's just the way of bullying people.
Yeah. You got this? No. Okay.
Hey, newbie, come in here. You want to learn a new technique? Yeah, sure. Oh, God. What did you learn today? Nothing.
I had to tap out.
Yeah, exactly. I learned how to tap out.
And they can't feel it. Like, I tap out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you go through with that. Like after you're in a good spot and you want to pursue that. It'd be interesting to hear your journey.
Oh man, we'll see what happens. There's also a new one near town. So 2018. So 4 or 5 years. So we'll see how that goes. Did you ever want to learn how to box when you were a kid?
I boxed a little bit on my own. Just like shadow boxing kind of got me into it. And then I got gloves and at the gym that I worked out in when I was at my parents' place had like punching bags, and so I did a little bit of it just like as part of a workout in college. Nothing too crazy. But I loved it when like your knuckles would kind of bleed a little bit. Like I thought that was like the coolest thing. But then like it would start burning and be really painful. But I got into boxing a tiny bit.
Did you learn how to wrap your knuckles?
From YouTube videos, yeah.
Go try to do that.
I tried to do it without the wrap, and then like, oh my gosh, that was painful. I'm like, that's why they wrap. Like,
I'm mad enough to do it without the wrap. Never mind. There's a reason everybody does this.
And then learn the difference between like MMA gloves, obviously, are like the ones without the fingers. And like they're more of like on the knuckle and palm, not palm, but like knuckle and top of hand, compared to like the boxing gloves, which are the full ones. If you use the MMA gloves and you're doing a punching bag, it's not a smart move. It gets painful quick. Just the cushion is not what you think it is. But
what about the wrist
learn
part?
the hard way from that. The wrist didn't hurt too bad, honestly. I think the knuckles started hurting before the wrist hurt. So
when you wrap, you also wrap up the wrist, right? So make sure you're not...
I would wrap it up to like right there,
in case like you do a bad throw punch or something in your wrist.
You want to try to keep your wrist as stabilized as possible,
because that's not a strong point, right? It's very weak,
especially in like normal boxing gloves too. I think technically in like MMA gloves, I'm sure you want to wrap it, but like because if you're going to be grabbing people and some like pulling them, like you want some flexibility. Where boxing, you really don't want any flexibility with your wrist, just because you're only punching and like curving it a little bit. So you want it pretty tight.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, YouTube was my friend when I was trying to pick that up.
Is it? Now I'm curious. Are you trying to pick up any habits before the baby comes? To like, because like I don't know. I feel like you're gonna be way more busy when the baby comes. To like,
yeah. Honestly, I feel like I'm trying to get rid of bad habits as much as possible, and so I've been playing a lot less video games like over the weekend and stuff like that. Like that would usually be my go-to if like there was nothing happening on like a Saturday night. Maybe playing Xbox for a little bit. So I haven't been doing that as much just because like when the baby comes, not going to have a ton of that time, obviously. I think so. I'm not drinking with Candace because she can't drink, and so I'm kind of supporting her by not drinking on my end. I'll be curious to see how that kind of helps too. Like after the baby comes, like I'll have like a beer or two a night, but like because like I was getting to a point where it's like I'm more of like a social drinker, but it was like the weekends like I drink and stuff like that, but it's like it wasn't needed. But so cutting that out, I'm trying to think of what I've been picking up. I thought working out was going to be something that I was going to be picking up. That's not happening.
One of my buddies like switched from going to the afternoon classes to the 5:30 classes. He's like, yeah, once the baby comes, I'm not going to have time to come back. So he became a morning person, right? Like his baby was supposed to come in like a month or two. Like a few months, yeah.
I'm giving myself a little bit of leniency here too, because like I'm still saying that it's been crappy weather recently, and like I'm kind of like for work I'm in like the crazy time of the year, and so I'm saying like maybe if things start warming up and everything like that, then I'll probably get back into the gym a little bit more. But it's also one of those things like I could very well not, but that's something that I want to do more of, just because I feel like it's a mental thing for me. Like I feel better when there's some sort of that exercise going on.
I think it's funny because like right now we think we're busy, but then when kids come in, we'll be the same level of busy like work wise, but add a kid to it.
Yeah. Well, it's like what when you're in high school, you think, oh my gosh, like I'm so busy, and then you go to college and you're like, I've got free time, but then hey, if I'm studying for all these tests, I'm so busy. And then like you get out of college and you're like, No, I'm literally working every single day. Like, now I'm busy. It's like, you never know how good you have it until something changes that adds it to your plate at a consistent time. So, yeah. Bring me back to the college days where it's like, we could go out randomly on a Thursday and, like, nothing matters.
I like to ask one of my friends in the morning class, I was like, how many kids do you have? And he's like, he has 4 kids. I'm like, damn, you still make it in here? Like, why do you still have?
Yeah, for him, it's probably like the only time where it's like you can. Because, like, after work, it's probably, they're after school, and then it's like you need to be in parent mode.
And then, yeah. And I think he travels a lot for work, too. 4 kids.
Yeah.
Luckily, he makes enough for, like, the wife to just work at home. Cool. 4 kids. Ugh. So I just like to ask Dad, I should probably come here tomorrow.
With kids, I feel like after this is also me not having any children now. I feel like after they get to a certain age where they can kind of take care of themselves a bit, like, it takes some pressure off. Like, with a newborn, up until, like, they're potty trained, it's like, you are responsible for this thing all the time. But as soon as they can go to the bathroom on their own, it's like, okay, at least you don't have to worry about that anymore. But then it's like, that's when school usually picks up. So then you have to be able to help them learn things and all that stuff. But
make sure you tell your kids to not open the door to strangers.
No, I'm going to say do it. I'm going to say, whenever there's a knock at the door, do it, because Dad doesn't want to come open the door. So all are welcome. Come on over.
I don't know how I got into a TikTok video of, like, the TV show where they purposely go into parents' houses and knock on the door and say, like, hey, your kid's going to come over here, like, your parents told me to come pick you up for da-da-da-da. And, like, a lot of kids just open the door straight up. Hey, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
It's
like, okay, come on in.
Like, what? And then, I don't know how I got in the conversation with one of the parents here. It's like, yeah, my kid, when she didn't realize, like, I was inside the home, or she would wake up and not see me, she would run outside and try to find me, like, blatantly go outside.
Hey, nope, stay inside. Like, let's not make running outside a thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if parents ever told me to not open the door. Or just, like, probably did, because we didn't open the door. It was like, yeah, we just pretend like nobody's here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I feel like my parents probably had some sort of discussion with me about, like, don't open the door. But it's like, nobody ever came to the door. Actually, that's a lie. Like, we would have friends that would come ring the doorbell and stuff like that. Nowadays, though, I feel like nobody just comes to your door unless, like, you're a solicitor trying to sell something, or, like, if you are truly expecting somebody. So it's like, you shouldn't need to answer the door anyways. And it's like, if somebody was coming over, like, text me, be like, hey, I'm here, like, that type of thing. But yeah, I don't remember specifically my parents telling me, like, having that conversation with me, but
might have happened.
Yeah, but I also hid anytime the door rang, just so people didn't think I was home.
All right, do you have a question of the day?
Yeah, do you open the door to strangers? No. Question of the day.
What would it be, like, fighting technique would you like to learn? Not fighting technique, what?
If you could learn a new hobby,
Yeah, I don't know.
what would your hobby be if you could pick anything up right now? Does that work?
What would yours be?
Oh, man.
You already know my answer. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm just so intrigued by it. Like, I want to choke people out. I don't want to get choked out, too. I don't want to get punched in the face.
I think drawing would be really cool. If you could become a really good drawer, I think that would be interesting. I'm just not that artistic on my end. Like, I just know that about me. Like, I don't have that artistic bone where I could look at something and be able to draw it. I was a tracer. But I think that would be cool to be able to pick up drawing.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, mine's jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Don't get tapped out. I'll make you tap out. Good.
Boom.
Okay.
But you guys let us know what your hobby would be, that if you could pick anything up right now. And if you have a funny story or interesting story behind it, let us know. And we could highlight some of the top ones in our opinions next week. And if you guys have any topics that you want us to talk about and give our expert opinions, let us know. Ours was obviously about combat sports this week, just giving our expert opinions with our multiple years of experience under our belt, pun intended, already. So if you guys want us to talk about anything, let us know. And if there's anything that you think we can improve upon to increase, I guess, the quality of the listening experience for you guys, let us know, because we're always happy to kind of make it a more enjoyable podcast if there's anything to do. But we appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your weeks to listen to us. We will talk with you more next week. But in the meantime, stay safe, give somebody a hug, make sure to tell somebody you love them. But we will talk with you guys more next week.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.